happiness is not a feeling. Neuroscientists say it is a pattern. And here is what is fascinating. The Japanese figured out how to reshape that pattern centuries before brain scans even existed. 5 tiny habits, all backed by modern science. These are not random wellness tips. Each habit on this list changes something specific inside your brain. From the way your neurons fire in the morning to how your brain processes joy itself. And the best part is, none of them take more than a few minutes. But I have to warn you, habit number 5 on this list is different from the rest. It does not just change how you feel. It changes how your brain processes happiness. You will want to stay for that one. Let's start. The first habit in our list is called nikuyoku. In Japan, older generations had a quiet morning ritual. It is called nikuyoku. They would step outside, face the sun, bow gently, and say, "Thank you for always watching over us." Then they would stand there for a few minutes, just soaking in the light. It sounds simple, right? But here is what happens inside your brain when sunlight hits your eyes in the first 30 minutes of waking up. Your brain starts producing serotonin. That is the chemical responsible for happiness, calm focus, emotional stability, and a sense of well-being. Without it, your brain defaults to anxiety and low mood. But there's a second layer. Morning sunlight also resets your circadian clock. It tells your brain exactly when to start winding down later that night. Researchers found that people who get morning sun exposure fall asleep faster and sleep more deeply. And better sleep means a better brain and happiness the next day. So the Japanese were not just being spiritual. They were giving their brain exactly what it needed to feel good all day. Step outside tomorrow morning. Just 5 minutes. Let the light in. The next habit in our list is called arigato. Sunlight wakes your brain up. But there is a single habit that can change what your brain does with the rest of the day. You probably know this. It is arigato. It means thank you, but most people have no idea what it really means beneath the surface. It means deep thank you or having a sense of deep gratitude. That shift in meaning changes everything here. Because when you say arigato with that meaning in mind, you are not just being polite. You are training your brain to notice what is good instead of what is missing. Neuroscience backs this up. Practicing gratitude activates the prefrontal cortex and triggers a release of dopamine and serotonin. Over time, it physically rewires your brain's negativity bias. The brain that used to scan for threats starts scanning for things to appreciate. So the next time you say thank you, pause for half a second and remember what the word actually means. But habit number 5 takes this even further. The next habit in our list is Shinrin-yoku. It is a fact that gratitude shifts how your brain sees the world. But there is a Japanese practice that goes one step further. It shifts how your entire nervous system feels. In 1982, the Japanese government introduced a national health program called Shinrin-yoku. It translates to forest bathing, just being in nature, walking slowly, breathing deeply, and letting your senses absorb the environment around you. It sounded like poetry. Then scientists measured what it actually does to your happiness. 20 minutes in a forest drops your cortisol levels by up to 12%. Your heart rate slows. Your blood pressure drops. And your amygdala, the part of the brain that triggers fear and anxiety, becomes noticeably less active. In its place, your brain starts producing more serotonin and dopamine, which are responsible for feeling happy. But here is the part that surprised researchers the most. Trees release organic compounds called phytoncides. When you breathe them in, your body responds almost immediately. Stress hormones decrease. Mood lifts, and the effect lasts for days after a single walk. You do not need a forest in your backyard. You just need a park, a tree-lined street. Even sitting near a cluster of plants has a measurable effect. The key is slowing down and letting nature reach your nervous system. The next habit in our list is called waro. You know that nature calms the brain. But there is something even simpler that floods it with happiness in seconds. That is laughter. When you laugh, your brain releases endorphins, the same chemicals triggered by exercise. It also releases oxytocin, which strengthens trust and social bonding. At the same time, laughter suppresses cortisol and adrenaline, pulling your nervous system out of fight or flight mode. But here's the fascinating part. Your brain doesn't distinguish between spontaneous laughter and intentional laughter. So even forcing a laugh activates the same neural pathways. The brain responds to the physical act itself. Japanese culture understood something we are only now proving with brain scans. Joy is not something you wait for. It is something you practice. Laugh at small things. Laugh like a child. The brain does not care why you are laughing. It just starts rewiring around the habit. The next habit in our list is called tadaima. Laughter fills your brain with joy. But there is a one single word that brings you back to the only moment that truly matters. When someone in Japan returns home, they say tadaima. Most people translate it as I'm home. But the real meaning goes much deeper. Tadaima is written as two characters that literally mean just now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, just now. Think about that for a moment. Every time a Japanese person walks through their door, they are not just announcing their arrival. They are reminding themselves to return to the present. And this is where neuroscience gets really interesting. Studies on mindfulness show that when people consistently bring their attention back to the present moment, the structure of their brain physically changes. The amygdala, the part responsible for fear and stress, actually shrinks. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for focus and decision-making, gets thicker. The brain literally rewires itself around presence. Here is why this matters. Most of our unhappiness does not come from what is happening right now. It comes from replaying the past or worrying about the future. The brain gets stuck in loops that do not serve us. Tadaima is the exit. Remember what we said at the beginning. Happiness is not a feeling, it is a pattern. And patterns can be changed. You do not need to overhaul your life. You do not need to move to Japan. You just need 5 tiny shifts. Your brain is already built for happiness. Thank you for watching.